Let me tell you a story called Baby Bird Finds His Mother. Can you tell me what you know about baby birds? Yes, they grow inside eggs. Mother bird lays her eggs in her nest and then she sits on them to keep them nice and warm so that the baby bird can grow inside. How does mother bird make her nest? Yes, she collects grass and leaves and twigs, those are tiny branches, and she uses her beak to weave them together to make a nice strong nest in her tree. Can baby birds fly when they are born? No, they can flap their wings, but they need lots of practice before they can fly on their own. They're still very wobbly when they are young. Do you know what birds eat? Can they eat what we eat? Yes, you're right. They can't eat what we eat. They eat worms. Have you ever seen worms? They live inside the ground and they wiggle. And have you ever seen a baby bird or a bird catch worms in the ground? Yes, they use their beak to pick them quickly out of the ground. In our story, Baby bird meets a cow, a goat, and a pig. Let's try to make the sounds those animals make. What sound does a cow make? Moo. And a goat? Baa, baa. And a pig makes a grunting sound. What does that sound like? Now, listen carefully and I'll tell you what happens. Once upon a time, there was a mother bird and she built a beautiful nest in a big tree. She laid an egg in her nest and she sat on it to keep it warm. Mother bird sat in her nest, on her egg, for a long time. But she got very hungry and she wanted to go out and find some fat, juicy worms to eat. So, what do you think she did? Yes, mother bird flew away to find worms. Do you know what happened while she was away? Baby bird was in his little egg, but he wanted to come out. So he tapped the egg with his beak, and then he tapped again until he made a little hole. And then he pushed his beak through the hole, and the egg broke. And out came baby bird. He was so pleased with himself that he shook his little wings. Can you shake your hands like baby bird's wings? Let's try. Baby bird looked around for his mother. Where's my mother? He said. Do you know where his mother had gone? Baby bird looked up and down and all around, but he could not see her. Show me how you look up and down and all around. I'll go and find my mother, said baby bird. Do you know what he did? He stepped right out of the nest, and of course he couldn't fly. He was way too small. So he fell down, 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 and stopped with a bump on the ground. He was a strong and brave little bird, so he stood up, shook himself off, and went off to find his mother. The first animal he saw was a cow. Are you my mother, cow? He asked the cow. Moo, said the cow. I'm not your mother, but I can give you some milk. No, thank you, said baby bird. I must find my mother. He walked on saying, Where's my mother? I must find my mother. And soon he met a goat. Are you my mother, goat? He asked the goat. Baa, baa, said the goat, and he shook his hairy head. Come and eat sweet grass with me. No, thank you, said baby bird. I must find my mother. Baby bird walked on saying, Where is my mother? I must find my mother. The next animal he met was a pig. "Are you my mother, pig?" asked Baby Bird hopefully. "I'm not your mother, but you can come and roll in the mud with me." "No, thank you," said Baby Bird. "I must find my mother." Baby Bird was feeling very sad. He thought to himself, "Am I ever going to find my mother?" But just then, Gogo, Grandma, walked down the path with her basket. She heard a little voice saying, "Tweet, tweet, tweet, tweet." But she didn't know that Baby Bird was saying, "Where's my mother?" So what do you think Gogo did? Listen, I'll tell you. She picked up Baby Bird and put him in her basket. "You look lost," said Gogo. "I know where your mother is." She walked down the path towards the tree. Grandmother found the nest and very carefully she put Baby Bird back in the nest. And then she sat down on the rock and watched. Do you know what happened next? What do you think? Very soon, Mother Bird flew back to the nest with a long, juicy worm in her mouth. Baby Bird called excitedly, "Are you my mother? I know you must be my mother." She said, "Yes, I am your mother." So he opened his little beak and ate up the juicy worm. Mother Bird settled back with her baby in her nest. Baby Bird was very happy to be back with his mother.